If you live around Lake Winnipesaukee, you might know this unique aircraft. Taking his flying Trike, as it's known, by some of the most famous sites on the lake, the mythical man in the ultralight is kind of a local legend.
I started this a few years ago, and it caught on, and now people send me messages that they ask me to fly by their house.
Flying by, people below may have no idea he could be the most interesting man in New Hampshire. Meet Richard Pierce. To visit him, you'll need a boat.
It's just a wonderful existence out here.
He lives on this island in Alton. Feet from his famed plane, you'll find a cottage he rehabbed himself and named after a farm animal.
That came about by someone that tried to talk us out of buying this. He says, well, I'm afraid you're going to get stuck with a pig's ear if you buy it. So we bought it and named it the Pig's Ear.
A day with Richard Pierce is like a journey through a wonderful novel because he's a man of so many stories.
I don't know, I have trouble keeping track of it all.
I can see why. There's his connection to a U.S. president.
My dad used to build, ship models that went into the Smithsonian. And he actually built a PT boat for Roosevelt that was in his office.
Or the time he played hero in the woods.
Yeah, you can see it. That's the burn area right there. And it was still smoldering when I got here.
He stopped a potentially devastating island brush fire, not far from where he was awoken by the filming of On Golden Pond as a kid, and about a mile from where he once flew his plane too close to the visiting French president. Interesting stories seem to be part of his DNA. Richard Pierce grew up skiing around the mountains of New Hampshire, spent summers on Little Barn Door Island near Wolfboro, and as a teen, he fell in love with flying. This is film of his first lesson in 1972.
My dad was into flying, and we kind of learned together.
The young aviator would go to UNH, teach himself architecture, drilled oil wells in Texas, and eventually made a career building high-end homes.
The biggest house I built was 14,000 square feet, and that took me 3 years.
Meantime, his longing for adventure brought him around the world. He traveled to exotic locations with his wife and 2 daughters.
We trekked the Inca Trail, been on several safaris. We went to live with a group called the Hazabi in Tanzania.
But his greatest travels would lie ahead, or should I say, north.
1999, I skied to the geographic North Pole.
After visiting the North Pole, he went back in the snow in Greenland, where he joined other volunteers searching for lost World War II aircraft buried under the ice.
Not much left of the aircraft, but we're trying to recover the men.
Richard Pierce also found travels in another way, into the human mind. He's a trained mentalist.
In layman's terms, it's considered mind reading, and it's really more of a psychological manipulation.
Richard learned the art of deceiving the mind and turned it into performances, where in one act, he became invisible to an audience member.
And I swear, he could see everything else around me. He couldn't see me. It was the wildest thing I've ever experienced, and it just showed me how powerful that is.
He now offers up this unique skill for charity shows. In fact, at this stage in life, giving back is a theme.
The way I frame that is, I no longer collect stuff, I now collect experiences.
He and his family help build homes for those in need, including after Katrina hit down south. And every winter, he volunteers in the adaptive ski program, working with anyone from kids to war veterans.
That is a big part of my life, and I do that like 6 days a week as a volunteer, all winter long.
It also led to one of his brushes with death. A teaching accident in 2016 left him with a broken clavicle. He almost died from blood clots. Years earlier, in 2009, he also survived this. His ultralight plane ended up in a tree after the engine failed mid-flight. The fact is, when Richard Pierce isn't touring ruins or volunteering, this is where he loves to be. And he wanted to share that, too.
I'm live everywhere I go, and now people fly with me.
Armed with GoPro cameras, people can follow Richard on Facebook as he flies around the lake.
I have to share it with the world. It's just, you can't keep it to yourself. And I obviously can't take the entire world up with me. So I do the next best thing.
I was lucky and got to suit up to see what the flying trike is like firsthand. Riding alongside Spencer, a fellow trike pilot, we saw Winnipesaukee from high above, hitting altitudes above 1,000 feet, even cutting the engine to glide into our landing.
Why did I just get really nervous?
You all right?
I guess so.
In the quiet of non-motorized flight, above the rooftops of million-dollar homes, I think I understood why Richard loves this. Despite being a man of so many earthly adventures, up here, he can do something out of this world, travel back in time.
It just captures people's imagination. I mean, I'm still a little kid when I go up and fly. You know, I can't get enough of it. It never gets old.